At the end of the story of the red shoes, the little girl begs the woodsman to cut off her feet so that she can stop dancing the terrible, diabolical dance that has taken over her life. She cannot even decide what direction she will dance in, let alone stop dancing. She cannot stop. You might say that she is like a drug addict who can't stop using drugs. Her life has been taken over by something she can't control. The shiny red shoes, which were so enticing, so tempting, so seductive, were killing her creative spirit. It was terrible, diabolical dancing. Even so, consumed as she was by the diabolical forces that had taken her over, that had dismissed and denied her creative life, there was a part of her that remembered her creative self and wanted to be free of this false life, of this substitute for the real thing, the life she knew was right for her, a creative life. So I want to suggest that asking for her feet to be cut off was a creative act. Let me explain with another interpretation of this story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in Aberdeen. She loved to play in the field alongside her house on the outskirts of the city. She played in the long grass and in the nearby woods, using her imagination to make up games and stories that would keep her happily occupied all day. When playing indoors, which was often necessary in the cold, wet Scottish climate, she loved to draw and paint, to cut and collage, to design and make outfits for her dolls and Teddy. She built playhouses and tents and created imaginative scenarios that were played out with friends or with her dolls and Teddy as participants. She loved to dance and sing, and she loved to read. Stories of all kinds and interesting facts and knowledge about the world around her. As she grew up, these activities were discouraged or let go of in favour of more proper pursuits. Learning, reading, writing, numbers, facts and figures were all encouraged and prioritised with a promise that they would somehow ease her passage through life. Her life got harder. More study, more work, less time for play, more proper pursuits. Earning money, being a wife and mother, having a proper job, running a business. All laudable, fulfilling and useful pursuits in their own way, but still she yearned for something else, to unleash that creative, imaginative part of her that had been stifled, but still lay deep within, waiting to be awakened. And when it was awakened, when she finally realised the creative, vital energy she had been denying herself for so many years, something had to be given up, sacrificed, so that this energy could be released and given full expression and life. Some activities had to be stopped. She had to cut off the energy flow to areas that didn't serve her new purpose, to reclaim her creative spirit. And here I am, and this is my newest expression of creative spirit. So do you see? The little girl in the red shoes sacrificed her feet. It was her creative act. There are two versions of the story of the red shoes here for you to read. I recommend them both, and I am especially drawn to the version by Clarissa Pinkola Estes in her book The Women Who Run with the Wolves. I wonder if you have abandoned or given up on childhood hopes and dreams, on your creative spirit. Have you stopped writing? What about that book you wanted to write? Have you stopped painting? Drawing? Most of us will have decided by the age of 10 that we can't draw, because around that age we begin to see that what we are drawing is not really like what we see in reality, and lacking encouragement to enjoy making marks or to trust our imagination, and without good technical or creative tuition, we give up. Have you stopped playing, composing, or performing music? Maybe you haven't found the right instrument or teacher. Maybe you've been disappointed or ashamed by one bad experience. I invite you to reclaim now that unfinished book, film, play, opera, those abandoned art materials, musical instruments, that silenced voice. Reclaim your creative spirit. Do it now. Put on the other set of headphones and speak into the microphone here in the shed. In the headphones you will hear your own declaration of intent, spoken in your own voice. There is no recording or loudspeaker. The only one who will hear you is you. Other people in the shed with you will hear your normal speaking voice, so you can speak in a very soft whisper if you want to, so they won't hear. Or you can wait until the shed is empty. But you will hear. Tell yourself now so you won't forget what's important to you, so that you can hear your own authentic voice, not someone else's voice, not that internal critical voice that you hear all the time telling you can't or should or shouldn't. Just you being true to yourself. Go on, do it now. I can assure you that it's never too late.